Today I am presenting a coffee tasting to you guys, sponsored by Bellwether. We roasted the beans on the machine, and I'm gonna present it to you guys, okay? If you guys wanna go along with me, you guys can grab one of these sheets up here, and they are cupping sheets, and it has the steps on there on what you need to do or how to conduct a proper cupping, okay? And I'm gonna go through each of the steps with you guys. So we're gonna be cupping 3 different coffees. We have a Mexican from Mexico. We have the Ethiopian, it's a washed, and then we have a Papua New Guinea. These are from 3 different regions, so they present 3 different flavor notes, or they present a bunch of different flavor notes, but 3 different profiles that we roasted them with, okay? The first step is to make sure that you have all the tools that you need. Of course, you need the beans, you need hot water, you need a scale, you need a grinder, you need to know how much coffee needs to be placed in each of your bowls. For cuppings, we do 9 grams of coffee in each of them, and it's ground on a coarse to medium or medium to coarse grind setting, okay? All right, we're gonna get started. All right, so what I'm doing, first of all, if you guys wanna come up here and actually smell the beans and actually look at them, and you can tell the difference in the coloration of them, and those that are washed will contain a little bit more pulp and skin on there than the other ones. Yeah, you guys are interested, huh? Yeah, you can smell it. That's a Mexican, Ethiopian.
Ooh, this smells like chocolate.
Right?
That's fire.
There you go. Smell that one.
That's kind of peppery.
Right? Yeah. That's Papua New Guinea. I'm right here, Mom. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Very different.
Those are we want you guys to get that experience of smelling coffee and tasting coffee in its purest form. So you can pull all these. Okay. All right, let's see. No, you're good. I'll take that. All right. Woo. There you go, sir. Yeah, smell the chocolate. All right. You guys come up and see the grind size. I want y'all to be able to see the difference, because like if you're doing a pour at your house, the grind size is going to be different than what you see right now. This is a more coarser, so that the grind sink to the bottom. Okay. Good. And now you can smell it, and it has a different aroma presents itself. Yeah. Once you grind it, so in its pure form of just being the bean, when you grind it, it's another aroma, and then add hot water to it, it's a whole nother one.
When you say you roasted the beans, what does that mean?
That means that it was put into the machine right here, and it roasted, as in hot air to turn it into, let me see if I have, I'll show you what green looks like before. Okay. So what the actual bean looks like before it's roasted.
And this is after?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like after.
All right. So I have to do each of these steps for each of them. So just give me a second. love doing cuppings. It's my form of like self-care. Or even when I make coffee in the morning, like I don't just use my my espresso machine or my Mr. Coffee. I take the time and I brew coffee like with love, just for like even for everyone, but for myself. I take the extra steps to make sure that I pour love right back into myself, and this is the way that I do it. Well, you guys want to come smell this one? This one, whew, that's the Ethiopian washed. And when it's washed, that just means that they clean them. They have a natural version. There's a honey process. There's a couple different processes that yield different, that will allow the coffee to yield different flavor notes from that as well. So there's a bunch of different elements that play a part to get you guys coffee that no one knows about or really talks about. Yeah. Oh. And if you are grinding coffee at your house, I suggest that you use a burr grinder and not the regular old. Yeah, those they don't do you guys justice for your coffee. Okay? Oh. I need a timer. That's the only thing I need. Boom. Thank you. Y'all want to come back? Actually, this is the natural process. This is the Papua New Guinea. Thank you. It has some spices to it, huh? Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. All right, so the next process, once we weigh it out, we grind it, we've smelled it both in the wholeness and ground. The next part is to add the water. So the temperature that I have my water set at is 208. Like around 200, 208 is like the sweet spot for it. And then I'm filling the the bowls all the way to the top, okay? Come on. Sorry, it's reaching its temperature. As soon as I pour it, you can hit if you want to help me with that. Come on, we're almost there, Miss Sonder. All right, I'm about to pour it. Make me look good. All right. If you guys want to come up a little closer, you can see that it's formed a crust up at the top. Some of the coffee has settled to the bottom, and then there's a crust up at the top. I'm not gonna have you guys drink that, don't worry. But this is the brewing process. This is water and coffee integrating with one another. What's happening right now is gases are being released, CO2, all those things are happening that it's all natural, okay? You can see the different color, like this one is way like darker, thicker crust. This one's a little bit, it's in the middle, and this is a lot lighter. I always say you want to pour with love. Like you don't want to just like. Do you know how you bake, or when you throw? Hold on. When you put your records on the spin table, you ain't sliding that joint on there like that. You put it on there, and it's delicate. Like you just treat it with love. So I do suggest that like you want it to brew like all at the same time. Of course I can't because I don't have 3 hands to do it. But the objective is for them to simultaneously brew together, and to ease the water to the coffee. I tend to do a spiral motion. That's just how I brew all the time, and I find that it's useful. It's not really disturbing the coffee. You're just adding it. You're just introducing it to it. So we're gonna wait 4 minutes. We're almost there. But after the 4 minutes, we're gonna break the crust, and then we can. Well, you guys can smell now as well, and then once we break the crust, you'll be able to smell different aromas as well. So feel free to put your nose, not your nose in there, but feel free to get down in there. Right? That's all. Get her a Snicker bar, please. Yeah. This one?
It smells like it.
Yeah.
Does that work? Yeah.
A little bit. Where we at? Almost there. 4 minutes. Well, it's gonna stay a little bit longer, but I don't disturb it for the first 4 minutes. I'm letting it do its thing. This is my handy dandy cupping spoon. Take it wherever I go. I love it. It's very useful. We hit our 4 minute mark. What I'm gonna do is called breaking the crust. And I'm simply going to use the back part of the spoon and then just push the coffee. And like I said, I'm just breaking the crust, okay? I actually wanna smell it at the same. This joint thick. So after I break the crust, we allow it to sit for another 3 minutes, and that's so it doesn't burn our taste buds when we slurp it, okay? So yeah, it's just doing this thing. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask me as well. Yes? It's allowing the aromas and the other gases that are still caught up underneath the crust to escape. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The slurp. Nah, I just being able to taste the coffee. Try cupping 20 different coffees in one day, like in one afternoon. You may not sleep. There is a method that you can use, which is called the spit cup, and you can just slurp and spit. Like the objective is for the coffee to hit your taste buds and cascade all the way through. And then that's how you can, the front flavor. That's how you can that's how you identify like the flavor notes or what happens, and then what hits you on the back end is from once it hits you back in here. So that's what we get. Yeah, time. All right. Got about a little less than a minute. So what I'm gonna do now is, because I don't want to choke, I don't want to slurp up any of the coffee grinds. So I'm just gonna use these 2 spoons, and basically I'm scooping it off. Okay. I know. All right, so now I took all the crust off of the bowls, and let's see, I have 4 spoons up here. If I could have 4 volunteers, come on up. Come on. Just taking the spoon, you're going under, just like that. You don't need a lot, doesn't need to be over full.
That's how you slurp.
And that's how you slurp it. I need to hear the noise. Okay. If there's no noise, you didn't do it right. Okay? The noisier, the better. Go ahead and grab one.
Any order or just like?
Yeah, you can do it in any order. They're all going to present different flavor notes. And what the objective is for us to identify them. Ooh, there you go. See? He did. He know what he doing. He know what he doing. And people ask, like, why is this important for us to do cuppings? In order for roasters to know how well their coffee is tasting and kind of like what notes to put on the bags, we have to be able to identify them. I'm not saying that every flavor note that are on the bags are correct, because my perception of what I taste is different from somebody else. I've tasted coffee and it tastes like blueberries, and it took me straight to like being 6 years old, watch my mom bake blueberry muffins, and that's what I got from it. So it's your own personal experience when it comes to tasting coffee. That's what I want. This is what I want. Taste them. Yes. Mmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
That's an Ethiopian washed.
Yeah.
Ethiopian washed, and just Ethiopian coffee in general is amazing. But yeah.
That's the favorite. I like this one
Yeah.
second and hourglass.
So I paired this one last night with, we called it, it was just like my rendition of a spicy mocha. So we used the Mexican roast for that. Turned out amazing. And because it's a mocha, we brought out all the chocolate flavor notes that are inside here. And then we added actual hot sauce to it. So it was a spice with tahini on the rim of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was last night.
That was last night. That was last night, you know? Well, yeah. Does anyone else want to taste? There are other spoons over here. If anyone else would like to slurp, come on up, sir. Yeah, this is more of a darker one, but these are both in the medium family. Yes. All right, let's taste. Yes.
Dip it in there.
Yeah, you can dip it right inside there. Yep. Out of all three of them, which was your favorite? The Ethiopian? We're all on the Ethiopian? Okay. What about you, sweetheart? Yeah? It had a more, what flavors could you pinpoint anything? Like berries, strawberries, floral, huh? Come on, man. We gonna do this again then. I want you to do, yeah, which one's your favorite? The Mexican? Yeah. For those who like bold, people talk about bold coffee or strong coffee, they're referring to not necessarily like the caffeine amount, but like the actual taste, the bitterness, the sweetness that it presents itself.
It's like citrus
Mm-hmm.
and
It's like an orangey.
like orangey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if I combine these two, you got chocolate covered oranges. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the citrus, I guess, orange.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's
Yeah.
something else. I don't know how to
Okay. That's always the challenging part is like, what am I pinpointing or what is it taking me to? Yeah. So, yeah. So that's, yes. You don't personally add anything to the coffee bean through the roasting. Believe it or not, like the flavor is jam-packed in these seeds themselves, in the beans. We pull them out by the amount of heat that we apply onto it, and that brings out, like the hotter it is, the more you're gonna pull out more earthy or chocolate notes. And also depending on what region it is grown in. Mexico usually has like a lot of chocolatey. Ethiopian has a lot of berries. Like I had an Ethiopian supernatural that smelled and tasted just like blueberries. And they gave me the whole spiel of it being grown on a volcano next to a blueberry farm. So all the blueberry, it just absorbed it straight from the soil. And I'm just like, what? It blew my mind, and like literally that was my wow moment in coffee. And I was just like, anything is possible when you're with coffee. And that was, I don't know, like 10 years ago, and I'm still here, so it did something right. But yeah, so those are the steps that roasters take, people who are looking for profiles for their coffee. These are the steps that we take to find them and be able to present them to you guys. Okay? Right. Is it be back? All right, so what I'm gonna do for my next demo is I'm just gonna go on this, walk you guys through the steps on how to roast using the Bellwether. This is one of the newest amazing devices for the coffee community, and I'm a huge fan of it. It's like, I'm not saying anybody can do it, but anybody can do it, like honestly. So yeah, we're just gonna go through the steps. So the first thing is you guys need to have some green. This is, what coffee looks like before we roast it, okay?
Oh!
You can smell that.
I didn't know that. It smells like a plant.
It is a plant.
Sorry.
Nah,
I'm here with my friend. And
go.
he just called me. But
Yeah. What up, Nick? Yeah. All right.
I was like a little. I told him I was a little ball. He's like, how
No,
ball?
you're right. Yeah. So once you have the green, come over to the machine, and I'm looking for. So this is Ethiopia Mother Station Wash. So that's the profile, or that's the coffee that I'm looking for on here. Boom. All right. This is the hopper. This is where the beans get placed into. I have to pull this off. I weigh it out. Ooh. The little top hat gotta come off. So it's 6 pounds that goes inside here. So all I'm gonna do is scoop it out in the green and put it right inside, okay? Smells really earthy to me. Woo! Oh. Give it a little shake. Ugh. Just make sure the lid is on there good. Boom. Come on. Slide it in, lock into place. We're doing a light roast on this. And then hit prepare. And come on. Make sure your bucket is down there. We've had some accidents where it just dropped and oops, you know, we don't want that to happen. And then we just hit start. Boom. And this thing does all the work pretty much, which is awesome because it saves time. So the estimate time for the roast is going to be 27 minutes, or actually it was 28 minutes. So now I have time to do pretty much anything else that I need to do. If you are roasting a lot of batches, this gives you time to breathe. If it's in your cafe, it gives you time to go talk to your customers or to your staff or anything like that. So it's really like does it on its own. The beauty of it is that you can customize your own profiles, even though they give you a bunch to choose from, which is amazing. But you have the option to do stuff yourself. So it's dope. But that's honestly like the gist of how we use the Bellwether. How do you roast using this? Okay. Say it. 6 pounds at a time. The new series 2 is dropping, or it has dropped already, and they are doing, it's 10 pounds? Yeah, there we go. 6 pounds at a time, but 3 roasts in an hour. So this one does 2? Yeah, it's like 2 in an hour. So it's just speeding up the process, making it more efficient. Yeah. We could do it old school like they do in Ethiopia, over the fire. You have a cast iron skillet. We can get one, and we can make it. Huh? I mean, after enough time, you will. Yeah, I've seen people do it, and I've tasted their beans, and I'm just like, okay, I'm really impressed. Yeah.
Where
They're-
do you get the natural beans from? Like,
You can't just buy them on the street or nothing like that. They right. You just need to make connections with green buyers. They're the ones, they're like the middleman who have the direct connection to the farm and then present the beans to you. Bellwether is like the middleman for that. They have a bunch of different farms that they work with, and we put the orders in, and then they ship it to us, and then we have them. If y'all want to do some experimenting, holla at me, and we could talk. Okay.
the green bean pudding.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. But yeah, thank y'all for listening to my spiel and tasting coffee with me. This thing, the machine's gonna do its thing, and fire beans are gonna drop. I'm saying.
Fire bean.
Yeah. But, you guys have any more questions? Do I drink it?
Yeah, like what?
No.
No.
I mean, there's still beans, there's still grind, like coffee grinds in there, so I don't wanna drink it.
Okay.
But I will use, like, I'll slurp it.
Okay.
I'm not the whole thing though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No. It'd be wired. Yeah.
So what's the amount? You did 9 grams, right?
Yes.
So like, if you don't want to overdose.
On like doing a cupping or just drinking coffee. Well, yeah, the standard is like 9 grams. That's what you want to, in a 7 to 9 ounce bowl is like the ratio that you want to use, because that's what when people talk about like coffee recipes and stuff like that, they're talking about their ratio, like their coffee to water ratio. That's what people don't realize. Like when they're at home brewing coffee, they're just scooping, and then they're just like, oh, I just filled up my craft with water and I just poured it in there, and why is my coffee not tasting like it's supposed to? Are you measuring? Is your grind like right? Like there are certain elements that need to be in place in order for your coffee to taste like Starbucks or like sipping Sonder, or just have fire coffee at home. Yeah.
So would you make a cup of coffee from this process that we just did?
No, I would not.
Also, make the cup of coffee
It's totally different from this. Yeah.
This is more of a tasting.
That's all. That's what the design is. Just for it to be a cupping is a tasting, and that's tasting coffee in its purest form. It's like when we say cupping, people think like those suction cups,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, no, coffee. Like, so that's why I say tasting rather than, because you are tasting it, and if you're tasting it in its purest form. So, yeah.
So this is most like
Yeah. So I work with quite a few coffee shops here in LA, and when they're trying to create a new profile, they'll call me and we'll do cuppings, and we're tasting. Like next week I have one. One of the shops is trying to switch over to a new espresso, or a universal blend, basically, so they can use on their espresso machine, their pour over, their drip, and their cold brew. That requires us to taste a bunch of coffees and see like, oh, so now, side note, now that it's cooled down, coffee's gonna taste totally different now. So all those things have to be taken into place. Like you need to, like, hey, if I cool this down, it's gonna taste like A, B, and C. So maybe it should be a cold brew. But if I do this one and I do the exact same thing, it's probably bitter or sour. I don't want that. Maybe I should add milk to that and use that as an espresso drink, like to balance everything out. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you brew coffee at home?
I've had a couple. I like trying it out. I like the taste. It doesn't really like boost my energy or anything
No?
like that. It just like has a nice taste.
They usually add like cream and sugar to your coffee.
I don't make it at home.
Okay.
I'll get it from like
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
No, maybe we'll do a class for y'all. Just show y'all how to brew coffee at home so it
That
tastes
would be
fire.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That'll be next. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.